Okay, for those of you who might have been wondering what John Wohlrab is up to now, here's an ordinance passed about some solid waste and questions back and forth, and maybe somebody out there will make sense of it. Here's what happened as far as what they're doing with solid waste these days.
That the public may have in advance.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, freeholders. Thank you for that very gracious introduction, Mr. Chairman. It's much appreciated. This is a project that Waste Management is very excited about. As you know, sustainability is everything in today's world. Going green is what everyone's looking to do. There are corporate initiatives throughout the country where CEOs say they want zero landfill. They have zero landfill initiatives. This project, we picked the City of Elizabeth because we have transfer assets already in place in Elizabeth. In a nutshell, the facility is going to take in up to 500 tons a day of source-separated food waste from commercial establishments, and that material is going to be processed. I have my colleagues here, one from T&M Engineering, who has, it depends on how much time you're willing to give us. We're not asking for much, but we do have visuals. And I also have my Director of Business Development for New Jersey and our Director of Alternative Technologies for any technical questions the board might have. In a nutshell, again, the facility is going to take source-separated food waste and other organic material and convert it to a bioslurry, which is going to be used to further enhance the anaerobic digestion process at a facility like Joint Meeting in Elizabeth. We met with the Joint Meeting. They're absolutely excited about this prospect. We told them about a facility that we have up and running in California. Their engineers flew out to California, flew back with extreme levels of excitement. So the DEP is actually anxious to get a facility like this up and running. And again, we're here to answer any generic questions you may have and any technical questions that you might have.
All right, so in a nutshell, it takes waste that otherwise would have gone to a landfill and converts it into some usable product that Joint Meeting could use to facilitate their process.
Correct.
Is that right? Okay. All right, I think that's good for now. I know the board is versed on the project, and I wanted to ask members of the public to come up, and we may call on your expertise to come up if we have some questions that you guys would best answer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, thank you, John. All right, does anybody have any questions?
Good evening, Chairman Mirabella. George Kaligaraitis from Elizabeth. I have a question. Is this going to cause any pollution? Is it going to make the air stink? Is it going to have a negative impact in Elizabeth, in our neighborhood? What is it, an incinerator? Bio? How is this going to affect us in the air that we breathe in this manner?
Good question, George. I'll call on John or one of the other folks to come up and kind of explain that process a little bit about air quality and pollution as it relates to the project.
Good evening. My name is Max Peters. I'm with T&M Associates, and we're one of the engineers on the team for this project. Essentially what this facility will do is it'll bring in food waste that would normally come to the transfer station right next door. It's the same kind of material that is already coming there. Instead of going to the landfill, it's essentially to simplify the process. It's like putting it into a blender to make the food waste into bioslurry is what we call it. It's almost like a milkshake. That gets introduced at Joint Meetings operation, and it increases the electrical output they have from their generators.
I can imagine that would smell.
All right. Yeah, you can adjust your comments here, and I don't expect any give and take. I think that was a sufficient answer, George, for that.
Well, I would say that the building that this will be processed in is going to have an air filtration system and a carbon system to remove the odors from the air.
So there's not any anticipation for any kind of air quality degradation in the surrounding area?
No.
Very good. Thank you, and thanks for the question. Anyone else wishing to come forward, please do that on this order.
Good evening, Chairman Marabello. Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the Freeholder Board, Bruce Patterson, Garland, New Jersey. You introduced him as a freeholder. I don't think John Walrath was actually a freeholder. It stepped down, I think.
John Walrath was a freeholder. This is not for the.
We'll discuss it, but it may
Not
have.
pertinent to this, Mr. Fox.
Okay,
Get
here
the
we go.
question.
Okay. I mean, I could dredge up all sorts of.
Well, it's not important.
Okay, it isn't. It isn't important. And what is good is I like to see technology in the forefront of something like this. And just a couple of questions about that. You're talking about food waste. But as we know at this point, I mean, the residential end, I'm not sure about the commercial end, such as restaurants. But the residential end, I mean, everybody just throws their food right in with all the other waste. So I guess one question would be, is there some kind of future recycling requirements coming down the pipe for this about residential waste? Is this just for commercial commercial establishment food waste? I guess, I'm only guessing. What is actually located there now? I have never driven by that address. I guess that's good, and I do appreciate at least this technology coming into existence and helping out. As to pollution, it sounds like they're taking care of it, or at least waste management. Thank you.
All right, I'm not aware of any regulation coming down for private disposal of food waste, unless the team knows of anything. It doesn't look like they're shaking their head today if they do not know that. And I think this is basically in an area where there's other industrial sites and where there is an existing transfer station. So it's in a industrial type area. I hope that helps, Mr. Patterson.
Well, what's there now? What's there now?
What's there now? Transfer station, right? It's right next door to that. Right.
You're saying it's on the same
Is it
address?
coming into the same facility? John, just if you could address that, would be great.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the material will be coming in sealed trucks, sealed containers into the existing Julia Street transfer station. And its Florida Street facility is a former transfer station. Right now, it's not being utilized. The equipment will be stored in that facility. Trucks will go into Julia Street, we attach the two buildings together into the Florida Street building, but then we'll exit from Florida Street.
Okay. All right, very good. I think that's very helpful. And thank you. Is there any other questions related to this ordinance?
One question I have to ask.
Can you state your name and
John Parinello, Elizabeth, New Jersey.
Yeah, hi, John.
I understand fumes and chemicals and the stink in the air is one of our concerns, but is emission credits needed to open up this incinerator if you're actually going to burn or get rid of garbage or waste? Where are the emission credits going to be coming from?
Okay, that's a good question. I don't know, is anybody on the team aware of that?
Mr. Chairman, this is certainly not an incinerator.
Okay, so
So
it's not an
technology
incinerator.
that takes solid material and turns it into material, and after a maceration process, turns it into a liquid.
Okay, so there's nothing really as an
No
impact.
incineration whatsoever.
All right, is that helpful? To answer that?
Sort of, yeah.
All right, very good. Anything